Alrighty, back again here today. As you can see, I got a new case, pretty plain Jane case. If you'll see, GSG 1911. Okay, so GSG, or whatever you want to call it, it's changed names or has been produced for so many different companies through the years. So this basic exact model has, so this carries the Mauser nameplate, which cool name, and I like the branding. Now, this was also the SIG 1911-22. It was under ATI under just the GSG. So it's been through many different importers through the years. And currently with this Mauser nameplate, it is by these guys, Blue Line Solutions, right there. And they are currently the importers of this pistol. So, quick things on this tag here. It does say that it has a CNC machined aluminum alloy slide, so that's kind of cool. Oh, also made in Germany. Real quick, in the case, it does come with a little snap cap type deal for the 22. You get a couple different sight options, some Allen keys, set screws, stuff like that, as well as a wrench for doing the threaded, unthreading the barrel part there. Also the Allen key for disassembly on this side. So, and then just your manual. So, all right, get this out of the way. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple quick features listed on it, and then I'll go into descriptions about the pistol itself. Okay, so as I said, this is the Mauser 1911. It's chambered in 22 long rifle. Now, specifically, the slide does say HV, which stands for high velocity, if you can see there. It does have, it is modeled after, obviously, a Colt M1911A1. It has fully ambidextrous controls. They state that it has 80% parts compatibility with a standard 1911. So I'll get into that later. It takes most standard 1911 accessories, so that's pretty cool too. As I said, 22 long rifle, has a 5-inch barrel. Overall length is 8.6 inches, weighs 2.15 pounds, has a 10-round capacity magazine. Trigger pull, they claim, is 4.5 pounds. I've seen some other reviews say around 5 pounds, so depending on what you have, I'm sure it varies. And this does feature a limited lifetime warranty. Okay, so with those features described, I have put about 100 rounds to this only so far, and so far so good. It's been reliable. The only misfeeds I've ever had with it so far out of those rounds, I tried throwing in some Agula super shorts, and that was just a bad idea. I was just seeing what it would do to it, and obviously it didn't like to feed it, and I got some soft primer hits. Now, running through some run-of-the-mill Remington, bulk pack, I had no issues with it, and it fed basically 100% reliably. So that is cool. So I just want to go on to this a little bit. It's got some cool slide serrations on it that you'd find on a more premium level 1911. It tends to be an option. The trigger it's got some holes in it here, but it also is adjustable, so that's cool. The trigger's got some serrations on it as well. Mag release seems to be a standard, right there. Standard length, so it's not an extended one. Beaver tail, one thing to note is the beaver tail is very upswept as opposed to like my Ruger 1911 here. you can see they got a little bit something different going on there, but supposedly the geometry should work with the Ruger. So not really sure why it follows that design, but when you cock it back, yep, I mean, it fits and cradles in there very nice. So good luck getting hammer bite on that guy. And anyways, so yes, it does have the standard grip safety. I mean, these are all MIM parts and stuff like that, but that's no big deal. Or they're like a Zamat casting, as you can see here on the mainspring housing, and that's no big deal. It's 22. I've had lots of 22s out there, and like basically your Heritage Arms Rough Riders, they're all made out of the same type of components. Now, you do have some steel reinforcement here on the breech face, so that's cool. Sights are both dovetailed. You have some adjustability for windage on the rear sight here, which is pretty cool. And they're like this yellow, I don't think, they're not really a fiber optic, but they do pick up some light to a degree. Not a bad sight. The back one is some type of metal, and the front sights are polymer. Another thing I wanted to know is these grips, they look really cool. I like the dark wood, the dark wood pattern on it, the diamond, and the Mauser engraving here is really nice. Now, one thing to note, if you take like an old Ruger grip here, you hold them up, that leading edge here is very thick. So when it's in your hand, it tends to just feel a lot thicker than it really is. So it's just something to kind of note. Obviously, grip panels are adaptable on there, and I might throw some different grips on there. But right now, I do like these Mauser ones. Yeah, so as I said earlier, you got ambi safeties here. They work good. There's a little bit of a, I mean, they're pretty positive. They're not like overly strong with engagement, but it works. No issues there. Let's see what else we got here. In terms of the slide, this being an aluminum alloy, very light, especially when you have it cocked like this. You can really feel how light this slide, it's hard to describe, but you can tell it's for a 22, that's for sure. Up front, you have a standard bushing design, so pretty simple. I won't get into disassembly right now. I'll probably do that in another video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of things going for it. It's got a pretty nice trigger pull. Oh, one important caveat. So the magazines are obviously some type of die-cast metal, but they look pretty well made. I mean, shit, with any kind of die-cast, thickness is your friend, and this is a very thick and heavy magazine. So surprisingly, it feels well made. Now, if you notice back here, there's a little ledge, okay? So on this, I'm not sure if it's gonna show up. In here, there's a little cutout, and that is for a mag disconnect safety. So that's just something to note. If you have the mag out, hammer back, can't fire the gun. So it's just something to note as well. The disassembly is pretty much the same, but a couple extra parts here. So you have your regular pin, you have a little Allen screw right here, and then you have another pin, because the barrel in here doesn't tilt back, it's fixed. So they have a couple different attachment points to get that completed, and you can still take the barrel off and everything like that, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, what are the uses for the Mauser 22 1911? Well, really, it follows a lot of the similarities of a standard 1911. I mean, in terms of looks and function, it's basically identical. In terms of on the market, from what I've came to find, These are basically the most accurate rendition that you can get of a 1911 in a 22, save for getting maybe a conversion kit from Kimber to slap on top of a standard frame. But that being said, it's really cool. The weight's there. You know, you're not feeling like you got something completely, you know, like a plastic, cheap polymer or something like that. It's standard sized. Has all the standard features that a regular 1911 would have. And like I said before, with the options for accessories and stuff like that being fully compatible, it's really great. Yeah. Go ahead and just have this sitting up. So a couple other things. I mean, this would be a great trainer for anyone, especially with current ammo prices. 45 isn't the cheapest round out there. Now you can get 1911s and 9mm, which is a great option too. But you know, it's not bad to throw a 22 in there if you're a 1911 collector as well. I think most people who collect 1911s would like to have a 22, and this being, you know, a pretty good representation, it follows a lot of the check boxes that you would need. Another thing is I picked this up for around $360. So it tends to be relatively affordable. So, I mean, to me, that's great. Probably the biggest downsides on the Mauser model 1911 is, I will say, that magazine disconnect, which I'm sure for import reasons had to be there or something stupid like that. It's going to be this plastic sights up here. Granted, you get a couple extra with it. They have different heights and stuff like that. The other big issue is it only comes with one magazine. So, like I said, these are cool mags, but it only comes with one, so you're going to want to find some other ones for sure. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's got a lot going for it. I would highly recommend. They look nice. I think they look nicer personally than some of the older versions I've seen that were ATI imports, or even the SIG ones. They got a pretty nice black finish. I'm not sure if it's a Cerakote or a paint, but it seems to be a pretty well done finish. The engravings on here are very well done, very crisp. I mean, the Blue Line Solutions, yeah, it's kind of a billboard and looks kind of trashy, but at least it's well done. So, like I said, I'm digging it. I like the grips, like everything about it so far, and it's really fun to shoot. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you've had any experience with these, any issues, I'd really like to hear them. So, alrighty, thanks for watching, and I'll keep you updated as I shoot with this more and get some more experience with it. So, alrighty, thanks for watching.